Good afternoon, everybody. It's good to be back. Been a while since I've talked to you like this. Try to do that more often again, but the last year we've just been crazy busy. Been meaning to give you guys a beginning of season video here for a couple weeks, but I went down with the flu, and I'm going to cough some through this. I apologize. That's going to be part of it, but I'll do my best. So let's just go ahead and go through some things for how this season's going to work and go over some highlights of things that are going on right now in the tax world. For one, the staff has put the organizers in the portal. I think they finished that up about 2 weeks ago. And then, like I said, I went down sick, and so I wasn't able to go ahead and tell you guys about it. But your portal should be active, and it should have an organizer in there for you now. And you can begin to upload documents at any point in time whenever you're ready. Just make sure you go through, you sign those engagement letters. It's really important we have the engagement letters from a compliance standpoint, and we really need you to go through the questionnaire. The rest of it I'm not as worried about, but the questionnaire and the engagement letters I need. Take the time to answer those questions. Those really help us try to dig in and see if there's anything else we should be asking you. Try not to have any more than I have to, but the world's crazy right now. But go through them. The simple answer is they're pretty much all no. The yeses are the triggers for me to go ahead and ask you more information. So that'll help you go through them quicker, hopefully. And once we get those, we can get started. Okay, at the beginning of the season, a lot of times we have more tax returns that may have earned income credit or child tax credits that are refundable. Just want to go ahead and let you know, since the PATH Act a couple years ago, the IRS is not allowed to send those refunds out before mid-February. The word we've been hearing is that those tax returns, the earned income credits and child tax credits, probably won't get direct deposited till, let's say, February 27th. I mean, that's not exact, but that's what we're expecting. At this point, the IRS is planning on opening up next week on the 29th. So beginning next week, we should be able to start filing tax returns. I expect that a lot of you are going to get your W-2s this week, probably a whole bunch of them on Friday. So we expect quite a few to start coming in. Been hearing from some of the clients that they're starting to get their Social Security statements and mortgage statements, but they're not all out, obviously, but they have started coming through. So I expect you guys should see those soon. The sooner we can get them in, the sooner we can get them back out to you. On the business clients, I want to cover something real quick here. I know there's a lot of questioning on the ERC. Those of you who have filed for it, there was a moratorium, or in other words, they stopped paying it last year. They expect to begin processing soon. That's all we're being told, but soon. So I know some of you have reached out recently wanting to know when we could expect checks. Don't know for sure, but my understanding is that we'll start processing again here really soon. And so those checks should start coming out before too much longer. When yours will come out, I don't know, but just so you know, it is going to start happening again here pretty quickly. Another thing to do with businesses, and I want you guys to be very, very careful with this. Just like there was with ERC, a lot of fraud, there's going to be already some bad actors starting to show up out there on this BOI reporting. And what that's all about is they are now going to, FinCEN is now going to require small business owners to report who all the owners or beneficial owners, which means they may not even be owners of small corporations, and report that to the government. The idea is to try to stop money laundering and things of that thing. We have time, so you don't need to go do this. If your entity already existed before 2024, we have until the end of the year. So Padgett's telling us, AICPA is kind of hinting to wait. Our errors and omissions insurance is saying, hold on, let's not rush into this. Let's let them get all the details worked out. Main thing I wanted to let you know is we know about it. We're paying attention to it. And probably sometime after tax season, as the dust settles, we'll go ahead and let you guys know the best way, or what we feel is the best way to handle this. because it's going to be another thing that has to be done every year to make sure you stay in compliance. And if you don't, the penalties are going to be severe. But don't worry about it right now. We'll let you know as time goes on. I've already worked out with an attorney here locally to take care of some of them. If you start an entity, an LLC or a corporation here in 2024, that's different. Those you only have 90 days to comply. So if you end up setting up an entity, make sure you talk with your attorney to go ahead and make sure that gets handled, or talk to us and we'll try to give you some guidance too. But we're working on it, but we're going to wait and see to make sure, because as we've seen the last couple of years, they write rules and laws and then they change their mind over and over and over. So let's let the dust settle before we make any rash decisions. If you did file an ERC and you feel like maybe the claim's not valid, I don't think that's going to affect most of our clients, because we've really tried to make sure you guys were aware of how it really works. But if you did do it and you have some concerns, you have until March 20, I think it's the 22nd. Not 100% sure on that, but I think it's March 22nd. March 22nd. They've put in an amnesty period that says, you know what, if you want to withdraw and change your mind and pay it back, we'll work out a pay option with you on a reduced amount without penalties, and no harm, no foul. But after March 22nd, looks like that amnesty period is over, and if you got something you shouldn't have, it could be very painful. So if that impacts you, let us know. I don't think it's going to affect many, but if it does, let me know, and we'll see what we can do to help you get that cleared up. Another thing that's out there right now is the IRS is really warning against scams. And I'm a little bit behind on my videos and emails. I'm going to send several things out over the next week. One of those is going to be something that Paget's put together for us, explaining about the scams out there that the IRS is seeing, and also showing you how the IRS will communicate with you so that you don't get taken advantage of by somebody claiming to be the IRS. And so I hope that's going to be really helpful to you. I'll get that out in the next week. And if you have any questions, once again, let us know. It's pretty straightforward. Use our common sense, but the IRS is very specific in how they will communicate with you. But there are scammers out there waiting to take advantage, and I want to make sure you guys are aware of it. They're also trying to come after preparers, that is, the scammers are, and trying to get into preparers' systems through fraudulent emails where they pretend to be clients, or various other things. So because of that, we're going to have to be a lot stricter on accepting emails with attachments to protect you, to protect us, to protect all of our clients. We're going to need you guys to either drop stuff off in person, or preferably, if you can, put it in the portal. That's a secure portal that should help keep everybody safe. I mean, as safe as you can in today's world. That would be the ideal way. So we've got an upload portal. We have an upload portal that you can just drag and drop stuff right in there into share file, and that's secure, and that avoids the scammers. And so that's something we're going to have to enforce a lot more. We just can't risk it anymore in today's world where everybody is trying to steal information. So hope you guys understand that, and we'll work together to do that as best we can. All right. And of course, it wouldn't be a tax season anymore if there's not a threat of retroactive legislation. So there's an act out there right now. You've probably heard about it on the news potentially. It's called the Tax Relief for American Families and Workers Act of 2024. We're paying attention to it. We're keeping an eye on it. We have heard that there's only a 50% chance it's going to pass. What does that mean? I don't know. That's just what I've been told by those who supposedly know on the Hill. Paget thankfully has a good contact there to tell us what's really going on, but there's no guarantees there. But what that means is, if they can find a bill to attach this to and they get it through, the child tax credit could change, some of the energy credits could change, the ERC which I don't think will affect anybody because we've already applied for most of those. But new ERC claims will no longer be allowed after the end of the month. At least that's what they're currently talking about. Don't worry if you already got yours in. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about brand new claims that haven't even been filed. So the problem with legislation like this is it's actually not a law and it hasn't passed. So the question is, do we file your tax return or do we wait to see what's going to happen? At this point, we're just going to have to wait another week, see what happens. Hopefully we'll start getting some clarity next week on whether this thing's going to make it through or not. And of course, if you don't have energy credits or child tax credits, then it may not affect you anyway. If you do have child tax credit, the refunds aren't going to pay out till the end of the month. So for some of you, we'll just have to talk to you and say, what do you want us to do? You want us to go ahead and file, or do you want to wait? And we'll just have to wait and see what goes on there. So it's high level. Wanted to just kind of reach out. I'll be bringing more information to you guys soon as far as if there's any updates on this act. And like I said, I'm going to send a couple more emails out with information on IRS fraud scams. And as more stuff comes out on the BOI reporting for small business owners, we'll be bringing that to you. And then we'll try to bring out some more stuff throughout the season that maybe you hadn't thought about from a tax planning perspective. So that's it. Try to keep this short. Just wanted to touch base. Go out to your portal, download your organizer, do the questionnaires, do the engagement letters. If you want to sign it electronically, let us know. Send an email to frontdesk@pagetkc.com, frontdesk@pagetkc.com, and she'll shoot you out an electronic version that you can sign. A lot of you did that last year and really like that. But other than that, I look forward to working with you guys this year. We're also going to try to work on a survey that we would like to send out because we really are trying to tighten some things up. The last few years have been crazy, but we want to make sure that we're doing a good service for you. And so if you see a request for a survey later on in the season, please respond. Let us know, because our whole goal here is to do the best job we can for you. And look forward to seeing you this season.